Tēnā tātou ko Raawiri Gilgen tēnei, ko Tainui te waka, ko Waikato te awa, ko Taupiri te maunga, ko Tūranga Waiwai te marae. He piko he tani wha, he piko he tani wha. Ko toko ho rangatira Tiri Moana Gilgen, no te aka e Tokomaru, ko te whānau rua taupare te hapu, ko Ngāti Parau, tana iwi. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā rāno tātou katoa, kia ora. My name's Raawiri Gilgen, and who am I? Well, I have 3 children. Our big girl's 40 in a couple of weeks. My son, her name's Pariariki, she has 7 children. My son, he turned 38 last week, and he lives in Korea. And he's a DJ, he's a music producer, and is world class. Our youngest, she is an award-winning artist. Her name is Joy, Pipi Joy, people know her by. My son's Hayden, and our daughter has 2 children. So we have 9 mokos. Our daughter is still in Waikato, and our big girl, she lives in Melbourne, and she's a kapaka, she's a manakura wahine for the Melbourne Matatini group. And so, and she's closely involved with Tainui. All our children were educated at Rākaumanga, kura kaupapa and Rahui Pōkeka. Why am I standing for council? Well, the truth is I've retired. I'll be 66 at the election, and I worked for over 40 years in my world, and I think that's enough. And I work pretty hard, so I think I have something to offer. My wife actually told me to get a job, so I thought I'd put my name forward for council, and I've had a lot of support from the whānau and from the community in Tokomaru Bay and beyond. So that's really why I'm running for the council. I think I can contribute something. Well, priorities on the council, I guess it doesn't matter what role you're on, the rates are always a priority, how much the rates are. And so keeping rises to a minimum or no rise is something that I would be supporting. I've paid rates in the Tairāwhiti region for, we bought our home in the 1990s. About 30 years I've been a ratepayer. I've worked here on the coast for a number of, since the 1980s, and so rates is number 1. Number 2 must be, well, you'd have to say the environment, you know, the waterways, the forestry, and in Tokomaru Bay we live through the Gabriel, and also Hale too, and our bridges were broken, we were like refugees. So we lived through that, and there were a lot of good people in the community who you know, had to down tools and just start digging, getting rid of all the damage from the storm. Number 3, well, I'm a muso, and I'm also involved with the performing arts, in particular kapahaka. And so promoting kapahaka and the arts is also something that would be number 3 priority. The number 1 initiative here in Tūranganui is Te Pā Eke Tū. on Hedini Street. And then I'm going there tonight to do a overnight vigil and tautoko the whānau there, Ngāti Onione, and we're getting educated about that, but it sounds pretty straightforward. It's a raupati, and in Tainui we know about raupati, and this is maybe not as long, but it needs to be settled. It needs to be that take needs to be fixed, and I think the council has a big part to play in that. Of course, I'm in Tokomaru Bay, so I'm part of the Te Aotearangi Māori language promotion, and I've been on the committee now for about 4 years at Aotearangi. My wife and I were in Australia for a number of years. I've been back for about 5 years. I've performed with the Hokowhitu Tū in the Tamararo, and also Hokowhitu Toa, which is our taikura group, because I'm old, and you've got to be over a certain age to perform at taikura. So I'm involved with kapaka, the marae. My wife's marae is tuatini, and so we're involved with tuatini and with pākirikiri. I've been at the wānanga o Aotearoa now since I came back, and I'm actually doing a master's at the moment in Hamilton. Our masters are applied Indigenous knowledge. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm involved with the Hāhi o Moromona, and I play the music in choirs and things like that. I guess those are the main sort of community groups that I'm involved with. The school, I teach music. I've been teaching music up at Ngata College, keyboards, and so I've kept pretty busy. My father-in-law has been unwell, and he passed away just last month. So, my caregiving duties are no longer required, and so I'm looking at other opportunities, avenues to pursue. Well, I guess success for Tairawhiti. I'm standing in a Māori ward. I've stood for office before in Waikato, and served in public office before. And I guess I'd say I hope Māori wards are still part of the local body election process in 10 years' time, because I think when you've got a demographic of 50-50, which is what it is here in Tūranganui, it's actually 86-14 in Tokomaru Bay. Māori need to have a place at the council table. If it's through Māori wards, fine. If Māori wards don't survive, then it'll have to be the general wards, and that's what I'd like to see in 10 years. I hope I'm not sure where I'll be in 10 years, but hopefully I'm still kicking. I'm classically trained as a pianist, and I've performed for years, and I guess the first performance was over 50 years ago when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and I was in concerts and competitions, and all my brothers and sisters were given opportunity to learn music. In fact, my younger brother he was Musician of the Year, 2022, nominated and voted on by his peers, and he's a world-class jazz pianist. I taught him, but well, that's what I tell people. But he's my younger brother. I'm on the Māori roll, so it'll be Māori who are principally voting for me, who are enrolled on the Māori roll. I live on the coast in Tokomaru Bay. I'm pretty hard working and I will go to the meetings. And I'm pretty personable. I'm approachable. People come talk to me about any issue or topic, and I'm not going to bite their heads off, you know. I live opposite the police station in Tokomaru Bay, and you can come and knock on my door whenever you want.